The warning two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive mode change failure in the Toyota Tacoma can actually be very, very depressing. If you go to the dealership, they will most likely tell you to replace the actuators inside the transfer case and or rear differential, and this will cost you over $3,000 in the best case scenario. But before you spend your money, there are several things you may want to try. First of all, the problem is very likely connected with the stock actuator. When the dealership mechanic plugs in the goods corner, there are codes for the actuator being shorted. Quite naturally, the dealership will want to replace the shorted actuator. But it's not shorted and destroyed in the majority of cars. It's just stuck because a lot of people don't use the four-wheel drive mode every month, or because it was affected by water when you were off-roading. So here are the DIY things you may want to try before you say goodbye to a massive amount of money. First of all, try turning your Tacoma off when it's in two-wheel drive mode, then switching it to four-wheel drive and starting the engine. If this doesn't work, try switching the drive mode knob several times back and forth to make the actuators unstick. Please keep in mind that at least once a month, or better once every 2 weeks, you should change your modes, even if you don't really need this, just to keep this actuator in good condition. Anyway, if this doesn't work, you need to get under the vehicle and find your transfer case in the front part of the truck. You will see a black box attached to the transfer case. First of all, take out the electrical connector and inspect it. The connector may require cleaning with any good contact cleaner. After that, get something like a rubber mallet or a hammer and tap the black box several times. It will also be nice to check the connector that is attached to the rear differential. Sometimes the problem is there, and if it's heavily affected by water, you will need some help to clean that unit professionally. But if the connector is just slightly dirty, clean it on your own. After that, try driving and switching between two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. In most cases, you will succeed in this. Of course, if you still see this message, it's time to find a good mechanic who can inspect the issue and solve it. In most cases, you will need to take out the actuator from the black box attached to the transfer case and try to bring it back to life. But it's not a DIY task, unfortunately.